What does your author photo look like? Do you cringe even thinking about it? In this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 sins you definitely must not commit when it comes to your author photos. We live in a visual world today where your pictures are used in many ways to identify you as an author. Everywhere that people go to find you, they're going to be looking at your author photo. You become known to your readers through your picture, just as much as you do through your words. Yet many writers have told me that because of shyness or because of an unhappiness with their appearance, that they don't want to invest the time necessary to get some good author photos of themselves. They prefer to use caricatures on social media or not to have a picture at all on platforms like their website. These excuses for not having a good author photo may have worked decades ago when authors didn't really need to be as visible as they do today. But now, if you want to sell your books, you must have a visual representation of yourself that helps present you to your readers in a good way. So let's look at the 7 deadly sins I've seen authors commit with their author photos. I've actually featured some authors on my site Writing and Wellness that have told me they simply don't have a good author photo. Unfortunately, these authors think it's fine to just send me a landscape photo or something like that that they feel represents their interests, but the truth is that that doesn't speak to a reader. Here's some of the excuses I've heard from writers for not having a good author photo. I don't like how I look in pictures. I just haven't had the time to get a good photo. I can't find any good photos of me. You know, I'd rather not show my face and just let my words speak for me. These excuses only hurt you as the author. Today's readers want to know who you are, and they're going to be looking for a picture of you. When you fail to show yourself to your readers, particularly online, you're essentially hiding from them, and they know it. Even if they forgive you for it, they're not likely to relate to you as well as if you did have an author photo. I'm always surprised when authors do this. You're no longer in your 20s, unless you are. Why pretend? Readers are savvy. They'll figure out how old you really are, and then they'll wonder why you haven't updated your photo. Are you trying to fool readers into thinking you're younger than you are? They're going to feel just a little deceived, especially if they come to see you in person at a signing or at a workshop and are shocked to discover that you don't look like your picture anymore. Once your photo becomes 10 years or older, it's time to get new ones. I've gotten pictures where authors are standing several feet or farther away from the camera. The viewer can just barely make out a few of their general features. Some authors have taken it even further and turned their backs to the camera. Do they think that's their best side? Relating to your readers is the best way to keep them coming back for more. They need to see you as a real person. Of course, there's nothing wrong with using fun snapshots in your social media posts, but when it comes to your professional author presentation, it's not the best idea. I'm talking about pictures you use on your website, your main hero shots, the pictures you use when you guest post somewhere, the picture on your profile on your social media. For these, it's best to use a professional photographer or at least someone who can take really good pictures. Writers forget that these photos are the only way that readers have to get to know you visually. They can't see you in person unless they come to a signing or something. But most of your readers are going to see you only online. If these photos make you look distracted, goofy, unkempt, or checked out, that's the image that your readers are going to have of you as the author, no matter what the reality may be. Do you really want readers seeing your old dingy couch, a dirty window behind you, or you standing underneath your hanging geranium? Is it good business to show yourself under a dilapidated cupboard or in front of a discount store? I've seen all these examples, and trust me, they don't put you in the best light. Some professional authors are very careful about this background, and it can be very effective. They will use special lighting, clothing, locations, and even hats or makeup to portray their fiction genre or their nonfiction area of expertise. Of course, that's not necessary, but at the very least, don't let your background leave a negative impression on your reader. I get a lot of author pictures that are way too dark. I can't see the author's face. Often the light is coming from behind the author, which is the exact opposite of what you want in a good picture. When this happens, the eye is drawn to the background, so your reader is going to remember the background more than they'll remember you. You want readers to recognize your face when they see it. That's the point of marketing online, to gradually get more and more readers to recognize you and identify with you and your work. If you hire a professional photographer, you won't have to worry about this. If you don't, just make sure that the light is beaming on your face, that it's not shining from behind you. This has nothing to do with trying to look like someone you're not, but more to do with respecting your reader. If you show up in your sweats and your hair's a mess, and you look like you didn't get any sleep the night before, you're telling your reader that you didn't think it was important to bother fixing up for your photo, and thus that you don't really care about yourself and your work, so why should they? Now, you may think that's not fair, that someone might come up with that thought by looking at your photo, but take a look at some photos like that yourself and see if you don't make those quick judgments. It's just human nature. Instead, when getting ready for your author photos, think of how you'd like to appear when meeting your reader for the first time. Think of maybe how you might appear if you were at a book signing and shaking hands with readers who really loved your work. Of course, if you have a specific image you're trying to portray with your marketing materials, go for it. The key is to put some thought into it and reflect your best self. Take a look at your author photos. Is your author photo saying what you want to your reader? Feel free to take your photos around to some friends and acquaintances and maybe other writers and ask them what they think. If somebody else looks at this photo, what might they think of you as an author? You can gather some great information that way. If the feedback isn't great, or if you don't feel really good about your author photos, then consider getting a new bunch of them taken. I highly recommend a professional photographer. They can do great things for you and your image online. Yes, it is an investment, but it's one that you can write off on your taxes, and it's one that will serve you for up to 10 years. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and hit that notifications button so you'll know when I have a new video coming out. And good luck with your author photos.